Hello everybody, Patience here from First Class Financials. I'm here to talk to you about separating your finances. So today we want to be talking about separating your finances, the business finances, from your personal finances. Now it's very important. Somebody would think, why do you need to separate them? Either way, it's my money. Well, the business money is not always yours. That's the first. And you have to be able to keep track to see if you're actually making a profit or you're making a loss. So from now onwards, guys, separate those finances. Go and get separate check accounts for your business and for your personal life, for your personal use as well. Now, the first thing, as mentioned, open two different accounts. They may both be under your name, in the same bank, different banks, whatever, it's up to you. But just make sure that you have two different accounts. One for the business, the second one for your personal use. And then the next thing that we want to do is to separate our expenses, separate our receipts, have separate files for your business, one for your business, the other one for your personal use, if at all you are who's like me, who likes to keep track of what they've spent on from time to time. So I would suggest that you need to also separate your expenses, your receipts, so that you can have that accountability of how, and that record of how you've been spending. So at times, like for instance, I have a cleaning business, and you'd find that some of the cleaning materials that I use, I can use them for my house. But I want to be able to separate between the two. Now I have a little cupboard where I keep my business stock, and obviously the other ones will just be all over the house. So it's very important to just keep those two separate. Keep everything separate. The next one would be to give yourself a salary and don't exceed it. If your salary is $100, let it be $100. If your salary is $1,000, let it be $1,000. Nothing less, nothing more. Unless the business may have not done very well and it's owing you some money, make sure that it pays you back. But you should never owe the business any money. So separate. It's all about separation today. Hey, if you have any separation issues between you and your business, call me anytime. Anyway, give yourself a salary. Make sure that whatever it is that you are making out of the business, you know that, okay, I'll be able to have let's say, get some petrol to go and hang around with the girls. I love shoes. I'd like to have some extra cash to go and buy some shoes. So always have a salary. Now, one thing that we fail to do is to have a budget for our businesses. But it's very vital, it's very critical, it is very important. I just can't overemphasize that. You need to be able to know what needs to be spent during a certain time, during whatever it is, for a certain reason. You need to be able to know that, okay, this is for my marketing. This is for salaries. This is for fuel. This is for what? Have a proper budget for your business. Have a proper budget for your personal use as well. Don't forget, there's always that two. It's never one. Just because I have two fingers together, you can't say, okay, I'll put a glue and make it one. No. Always separate so that you can be able to know exactly how things are going. So that you can be able to keep track of those expenses. Now, when you have a budget, it keeps you, it keeps you in track. It keeps you to be in a certain order, to move in a certain way, so that you don't find yourself overspending. It's always better to underspend than overspend. So it just keeps you to be in that tight constraint, so that you avoid finding yourself in deep trouble eventually. Because sometimes we get to be overexcited about being in business, the next forget to keep track of the things that need to be kept. Make sure your partner, like for instance, I'm married. My husband knows very well that when business, When it comes to the things that we need at home, that's a different thing. So make sure that people understand, your family, relatives, your friends, make sure that they know your position. Like at times I know we have a tendency of just bragging about how much we're making money, but we forget to brag about how much we're actually spending as well. So make sure that people actually understand the status of the business, so that you can be able to assist according to what is within your limit, what is within your budget, what is within the business's budget as well. And then again, separating business separating business from your personal life. At times we want to help our relatives, we want to help our friends who are in need, and then we go and borrow something from the business. No, it doesn't work that way. Borrow from your salary, borrow from your personal fund, because the business fund needs to be accounted for. Remember, there are things like taxes that need to be accounted for. So if you were to borrow a friend some money, a relative some money, and then eventually they cannot return that money, it becomes an unnecessary expense for the business. It becomes just, I don't know, I don't even have, there's a word for it, I just can't think about it right now. So just don't create drama where it shouldn't be. Find people into trouble. Don't find yourself getting yourself into trouble because you're trying to help out a friend. And then another thing is, understand who is a business expense and who isn't. Now you'd find that at times we just want to spend casually just because there's money in the account. Sometimes, like, I use my car for my personal errands and I use my car for the business errands as well. So I need to be able to say, okay, today I'm spending fuel for my personal errands because I'd like to go and visit a girlfriend somewhere and just chat with them and whatsoever. And then tomorrow I have to refuel now from the business pocket, same car. So you have to always be vigilant on you separate those expenses. Draw the line between your home and your office. Well, my husband knows that there are times when, because he is my business partner and my manager apparently, but there are times when we want to talk about business. So you need to be able to separate between when it is time to talk shop and when it is time to just have fun, because you don't want to find the business now just overtaking everything, overtaking your life, overtaking that marriage as well, because that marriage has to continue being spiced up and all romantic and gushy, yep. But another thing is, you need to be able to separate between those times. You need to separate the office life from your personal life. I know that I have a schedule. There are times that I give myself a day off because I'm like, okay, it's just time to be with the kids. It's time to spend my day with my family and just cut out from the business. So you also need to do that when it comes to your expenses as well. Another thing I'd say, just talk to a financial professional. Those people are so good. You feel that there's something that is, I don't know, maybe worrisome or something that is going too well for you. Either way, you need to talk to a financial professional, because they'll be able, an accountant, a financial planner, able to show you the numbers. They'll be able to show you the figures, the projections, how things have been going, how things are, and how things may be in the near future. So just talk to somebody who you feel you can trust about these things, somebody who's a professional, somebody who studied whatever it is, finance, accounting, blah, blah, blah. But just go through them and be honest with them. I've had people who've come to me for financial advice and all that, but they're not entirely honest. So sometimes you just need to just trust the person you are dealing with, so that they can be able to understand the kind of situation that you're in, so that they can be able to understand how to get you out of that situation that you're in. Because at times you're going to want to get a loan, whereas you did not even need a loan. You just needed to make a shift in how you've been spending, a shift in how you've been utilizing your finances and all that. So this is what I had from you. Don't forget, separate, separate, separate. Separate your business life from your personal life. Separate your personal finances from your business finances. That is all that I've got for today. Now all I can say to you guys is continue liking the page, follow us on YouTube, subscribe to the page as well, and we'll keep those videos coming. I'd love to see more questions, and I've been enjoying answering a lot of questions so far. Thanks guys, see you.